Welcome
to the Color and Life podcast.
or welcome back, whichever matches the experience you have with us. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm John Michael.
And we can be found all of the places that are on the screen. www.colorandlifepodcast.com has a very nice summary of all of them. On all the different pages you can find us, the places you can find us, where you can find my patterns, where you can find us on Instagram, where you can find FiberGen, the tutorial channel, all of that stuff.
Okay. So,
And
welcome to episode 42.
it is episode 42.
Target date for upload is Wednesday, February 21st.
That's the goal. It's possible it'll be Thursday.
Yes.
Just depends on how
Possible.
life goes.
I mean, you're going to have plenty of time to upload it throughout the day because I have a test that night.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll see how that goes. We have something to try.
Ooh, we do.
So, thanks to Valentine's Day, there were these little packages.
They're special Lindor
Of
truffles.
Lindors.
There's only one.
Though they had bigger packages of them, but these just
okay.
were so cute.
Well,
These
there's
are
two
noisy.
per.
There's two in here.
Cool. I get two.
Okay, so we're gonna try these. We have tried.
White chocolate.
Which one have we
Always a
tried?
good place to start. Pumpkin.
Plain,
and
the
Christmas.
plain ones, the pumpkin, gingerbread,
Yeah.
and the mint.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see how these rate.
Hmm.
It's strawberries and cream with white chocolate.
Yep.
Well done, Lindor.
Probably tops my list.
Really?
Pumpkin ones were okay. I like this better. Strawberries are really good. And this does taste like strawberries. Like actual strawberries, not strawberry flavored.
I taste both. I taste strawberry flavoring, but I get what you mean. It's nice.
Speaking of flavor versus
I'm not
actual,
usually a white chocolate fan.
I love white chocolate, so
It's
that might
not
be
really
why.
chocolate. That's why.
Well,
I have an
that's-
objection.
That's okay. I still love it.
It's a candy, but it's not chocolate.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
They call it white chocolate. It doesn't have any cocoa in it. They're
Well then.
pretty good.
I am lucky because it will outlast the death of the coffee bean.
It will.
I mean the chocolate bean.
Cocoa bean.
Cocoa bean. That one.
Cool.
So I will be extremely lucky.
These are nice.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, vote yes for the strawberry. For the strawberries and cream white chocolate truffle. I like the flavored truffles from Lindor.
Yep.
They're pretty good. Okay, so what do we have for our viewers this week? We have...
Oh, is that my job?
Yes,
Oh,
you do
okay.
that.
All the alongs, show and tell, maker of the month, giveaways, a conversation that is a little bit rambly. Well, a little bit unfocused. Unfocused is the correct yes. Without focus.
Mm-hmm.
And no questions from our viewers
No.
because the conversation was kind of.
Answering the question for our viewer.
We only got like one question, so
So,
we just talked about that.
we just talked about that. And, is that it?
Yes, on with the show.
I think that's it. On with the show.
So, this time for all
All
the
the
alongs,
Yes.
we have a new knit along.
Our newest knit along, yeah.
Wait, did we announce this last time?
We did.
That's right. Okay.
We announced it
This
last
is-
time. I still need to get the rules up. But we do have a final ruling from the judges that, yes, it is the wisest move for you guys to be responsible for putting in your entries. We shall explain. Go.
What?
Explain the rules. The family movie night.
I don't know the rules.
Here.
Okay. Basic idea. Sorry, it's been a while. I have filled my brain with other things since then. A lot of other things. So, basic idea is that you can knit anything with a movie, TV, musical theme in either the yarn or the pattern, or, you know, things that are accompanying your yarn or pattern. Wait, no, sorry. No, that's the other thing. So,
yeah, yarn and pattern.
Either your yarn or your pattern is, you know, themed from a movie or a TV or a musical thing. And then
extra entries.
And then you get extra entries for every part of your pattern that is from one of our makers of the month.
Every part of your project.
That's what I meant. Every part of your project that's from one of our makers of the month.
That's from one of our makers of the month. So you could have your yarn from Marce and Dyenamixx yarns, Marce and Adachi from Dyenamixx yarns. You could have your project bag from Front Range Bags. You could have your stitch markers from Ann Tudor.
And that would be 4 total entries.
Yes. Now, you can also be really sneaky, and if you use multiple yarns, like you use a Colorful Eclectic yarn and a Hawari Bazaar yarn and Dyenamixx yarn, all in the same project, bonus entries. So, the entries, though, you need to post for however many entries. If you have 5, your project counts as 5 entries, then you need to post it 5 times in the Done and Beautiful thread, which will be up by the time this podcast is up. By the time this podcast is up, we will have rules up and entries and, rules and
that was a fun
threads.
Noise.
Rules and threads.
And again, the theme is Family Movie Night. Movie night. You know, whatever movie or TV or music.
That doesn't mean it has to be child friendly necessarily.
No.
But it needs to not be like
your family. your family could consist of like my family consists of.
We want
my parents and me and my brother, who are both, you know, over 18. So
yeah.
South Park is fair game for Family Movie Night.
That's for us. Anyway, so that's the scenario there. And one maker so far counts for both of us. It's Corinne of Hawari Bazaar. And so post in Crocheting Whovian's thread too. That's what we didn't put that part first. So if your entry counts, you know, you can put your project both places, but multiple entries count differently in each of our threads. That's what I was going to say. She has different makers that count as extra entries for her.
And if any of that was confusing,
just
the
go
rules
read
will
the
be
rules.
up.
Go read the rules. All right.
I don't know why we bother.
www.colorandlifepodcast.com. There also, the design along is still going along. It is still going on. Hashtag design along and Color and Life design along. Color and Life design along. And there was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, new patterns that I'll be talking about in a little bit. So there's some new stuff you can do for the design along. Okay, I think that's all our alongs right at the moment. There's always Easter eggs. Keep playing. And is that it?
Yep.
Okay, now it's time to show off. Showing off.
Okay.
All right. So I would think the biggest show off
is that
this week. No, is Fiber Gen. Because holy cow, there's lots of tutorials. There's lots of stuff up on Fiber Gen now.
Yeah, her office resembles less of an office and more of
filming studio.
yeah, pretty much.
I'll probably put in some pictures of my little.
Yeah, / yarn explosion extravaganza.
It gets a little intense in here on some days.
Canvas or nylon?
Canvas or nylon?
The tents.
TP and Wigwam. Come on. Keep up.
All
right.
That would be it would be pelt. Don't worry about it.
Anyway. What else? I need my list. We need our show notes.
We have it right here.
Who's going first? I know,
Oh,
but you need
well,
to turn the
I am
page.
going first
Okay.
because I have a new pattern. No, sorry, a new thing that I'm working on. New project. That's the project. Project is the word. Let me just rotate
The word
show
du
notes.
jour.
No, just the word. It's a fisherman's rib cowl.
Malabrigo Rasta.
Yes.
What colorway?
With,
Something red.
Red. Stitch red.
Stitch red.
So, yeah. I'm making it. I cast it on late last
Whose
night.
pattern are you using?
Yours.
The fisherman's rib cowl. There's another one right. But you're going to do a shorter one.
Maybe. I only have this much yarn.
So we'll see how long it gets.
It's not so much yarn chicken as just straight up gambling. That this will be enough yarn to make a suitable size cowl.
That it'll
basically
last,
be
that'll be
how
big
that's
enough
gonna
by
go
the
down.
time you get to the end.
Yep. Basically how it's going to go down. So, yeah.
So
Your
should I
turn.
throw in one of my finished objects?
Yeah, the one on top there.
So this is... where is it? There we go. So this is one of my finished objects. It's part of the FiberGen stuff. It's it's in the tutorial, how to do the fisherman's rib stitch. Is up on the
And
channel.
she cast one on and then was like, well, why don't I just finish it? Because it only takes like a day or so.
Yeah, let's go. It really goes fast. It really goes super fast. And the Kitchener stitch that I use to seam it is a tutorial as well as the provisional cast on. So lots of stuff. This particular lovely is going to be winging its way shortly to Paige, the framer, for her shop. This is a shop sample for her shop. She got in a whole bunch of Rasta, and so here is your shop sample page. I should put it on so people can see what it looks like.
No.
Yeah.
It'll...
So it's really, really nice. Just the short version. And you can see the long version that you can wear more as a scarf a little bit. Tuck it into your thing. But this works really nicely. And it works really well. You can pull it up. You're going to have to talk because they're not going to be able to hear me.
Yeah. So you can, pull it up and...
You can pull it up and use it as a really
here.
warm cowl. Do you need some
I
milk?
think I made a... Nope, I didn't make a mistake.
Cool. Okay, so this is the cowl.
0 mistakes.
And it's really... This is great cowl. In fact, I'm going to knit me one just like it. Out of this yarn. Out of the same colorway. Which is...
Pink.
It's in the pattern.
It's over there.
It's on the pattern page. I can't remember if this one's up on my project pages. But it will be by the time I send this off. By the time you guys see this, this will be up on my project page as well. And so the colorway will be there. Let's see. I think we're good with Fisherman's Rib stuff. So what else?
I think you should go next.
Oh, okay. Oh, while I'm still talking about, kind of talking about FiberGen and the things that are up there, the tutorials that are up already, that have been up since last time, are the provisional cast on, Kitchenering, Fisherman's Rib, and slip with yarn in front through the back loop. And that's important for another one of my patterns that just got released. It's a totally done and beautiful. Should I go next there? Should I talk about those? Apparently. So another cowl got finished. This short one. Again, out of it's the Simple Elegance cowl, and that is now up and available on Ravelry. And this is vintage. From Colorful Eclectic, it's her Ecstasy sock, which is the 50/50 merino silk. And this is just a nice little cowl. Just a little short one. Hey, maybe just wear this. Nice little extra pop of color. So, just a nice little cowl. Right around. There's also the long size. You have those two. This one's the emerald one, and I finished and showed that last time. And this one's the tiger eye.
One of those is shorter than
colorway.
Oh, no, never mind. Just how you're holding them.
They are the same. Okay. So, and this pattern is available now in Ravelry. What else? And this is the one that has the slip with the yarn in front through the back loop. One of the, as you start one of the edges, you're going to have a purl stitch. So I'll explain in the tutorial. But that's up on the Fibergen as well. Then, coming soon to a YouTube channel near you are blocking tutorials and weaving in ends. So, those are going to kind of be series that I just
when she
add
says
to.
A YouTube channel near you,
I mean Fibergen.
Near is a completely useless term in that context.
Whatever. Okay. I like this. This is nice. It's just a nice little something. And I'm wearing my pumpkin spice. My pumpkin ale cardigan. Because it's a little chilly today.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Frost on the trees.
Snow falling down.
Slowly.
Okay.
Sparsely.
So, the other thing is, I'm just going to keep going. The other thing is, this is now officially a pattern. There's an actual pattern to make this blanket square tutorial, or the stained glass tutorial.
Why would you want to make just the tutorial?
I put the tutorial out first.
Wait, but why would you want to make just the tutorial square thing instead of just a blanket?
So you can learn how to make the different squares. So you can understand how they function. And because then you could use this as a pillow top. It's a nice little mug rug, almost like a placemat. You could use it for that. You could there's lots of different things you could do with it. You could seam these together. You could have them, if you don't want to have to invest in a whole lot of gray or a single color to make all of the outsides for the whole blanket, you could do little samples like this and then seam them all together. And they could have different colors around the outside too. So, lots of choices, lots of variety. But that's why. That's why to do one of these instead of just start on a blanket and do a whole blanket. I see what you're saying now. Did I get it right now?
I think so.
Okay. Anyway, that's why. So this is out to the testers now. So it should be, I'm thinking it will be available soon. Hopefully by the next podcast. Possibly before. Watch Instagram. I'll announce it on Instagram, on Genuine Knits. On Instagram when it's out. Alright. Ah, yes. Okay.
You dropped this.
I did. You need to, I can't really show it the way it is right now. So you keep,
So currently, our
right,
next
let's
show
just
off
show it.
is an extremely large amorphous blob.
Yes. This is my hooded bat. I'm in the middle of a row. And no, we're not going to wait until I'm not in the middle of a row to show this.
Because
as you can see, there's...
The end of the row is right over here. Wait, where's the end of the row? I can't find the end of a row.
There. The row's split right there.
There! It's separated!
And there's 450 stitches on my needle right now. And I'm doing brioche. I'm doing the brioche section. Oh, we can hold this up. This is clear. This is where I was last time.
Okay.
So, that's where I was last time. And now I'm down here. So, I've done quite a few rows. And they take a long time. And I've been a little busy doing other stuff. I've got two finished objects. 3 if you count the pattern. 4 if you count that I did the blanket, the tutorials that are at 4, 5, 6, 7. Anyway, I got a bunch. If you count all of those things, I've been busy. I'm really liking doing the tutorials. Fibergen is fun. Let's see. So yeah, I'm just working on my... This is the Hooded Bat by Beardy Shield. It's up on my pattern, up on my projects. The needles that I'm using are 10.5. They're just knit picks. The Sunstroke, or Sun Kissed, or whatever it is. The sun ones. And the yarn is, hang on. The yarn is Perfection by Kramer Yarns. It's 30% domestic merino and 70% acrylic. The colorway is Admiral. And I've got 3 extra skeins. Got 3 more skeins. And I hope it'll be enough. This one that I'm working on is getting a little squishy. So we'll see how well that works. And I think that's everything about the Hooded Bat. I'm really excited for this one to be done. But it's just taken a long time to do it. I do like 1 row a night. If I'm lucky. If I'm lucky.
So, is that it for you?
I think that might be actually it for me. Like 100% yet.
Okay. In that case, I've just finished another couple inches.
Yeah, it knits up really fast. You might be done by the time we get finished with the podcast.
But
not quite.
Now it's time to show you all this. Right? This.
Hold up closer. There you go.
Which is currently my favorite thing that I've ever knit.
I put a picture of that up on Instagram.
So pretty. I love it. The pattern is relatively simple. It kind of comes in like sections. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 4 sections that you do, kind of, and you just switch between those 4 sections. And it's really fun. I like it. It's slow going, but
because it's not something you do have to pay some attention to it.
Yeah, and it's also, there's a lot of stitches. There's like I don't know,
60,
34.
That's all.
Maybe. Let's see.
Could look at your pattern.
I could do that. Never do.
How many stitches did you cast on?
A few. A number of stitches. 49 stitches.
Split the difference halfway.
So.
Closer to me than to you. My guess was closer.
So, 49 stitches. And, you know, it takes a little bit of attention, it takes a little bit of work. But I'm going along. I'll have it done by next winter. Hopefully.
You'll have it done before that.
Maybe not. Depends on how productive I am over the summer.
It depends on how much you knit on other stuff. Okay.
So yeah.
That's our knitting stuff. Did you have anything else for show and tell? I think that's all our show and tell of knitting.
Yep.
And fiber stuff. Did you have another show and tell?
I mean, I do have this, which is just a thing that I put together for one of my classes. It is a...
Hold it up so I can see it.
It is a face-centered cubic unit cell. And I put it together for my materials class. And it's super fun because when you look at this, a picture of this, it's usually an orthographic projection in the book.
Orthographic projection is...
So, hard to explain. It's kind of like, so you know how a perspective projection, you'll look at something, you know, like a drawn cube, and it'll be smaller in the back? An orthographic projection is a flat projection irrelevant of distance. So, you know, I've got my hand here and my hand back here, and if they were in the same space, an orthographic projection, you wouldn't be able to tell that they were different.
Which one's closer and farther away?
Yeah, that's an orthographic projection.
So there's no perspective.
No perspective. So usually you get an orthographic projection of these in a book, and it's really hard to tell what they are. But this is what they are. And what's really cool is that in building this, I saw the planar nature of face-centered cube. Because if you look at it this way, you can see that it's a cube, and you put another one next to it, and another one next to it, and they tessellate through space. And that's cool. Which is why we define it as face-centered cubic, because you can take them and they go all throughout, and they fill space, and they make this structure. But more indicative of the structure, you can see the planar nature if you look at it this way, because you can actually see the close packed planes highlighted in blue here. And a close packed plane is like if you arrange a whole bunch of spheres in a sort of hexagonal arrangement, which you see all over the place.
Like where?
Like, I don't know. Well, no.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Okay, so when you put spheres next to each other, right? You can stack them in a square configuration, but they don't like to be like that. They like to be in a shifted configuration that kind of looks like hexagons or equilateral triangles, whichever you're more familiar with. That is called a close packed plane. And you can stack them on top of each other in two different ways. Well, in three different ways, because a close packed plane has two different kinds of sites that you can put a close packed plane on top. Since I only have this visual aid, it's very difficult to see that. But just trust me, there are two different ways you can stack them, and we call them A, B, and C. And so this is face-centered cubic because it cycles through all three. But hexagonal close pack cycles through two, so it goes A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, whereas face-centered cubic goes A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. And you can kind of see that when you look at it like this, because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see 4 different planes there, or elements of 4 different planes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a thing that I made.
All right, and your professor was impressed.
He was.
He used them.
Yes.
In class. All right. Is that all of our show and tell?
That is all of our show and tell.
So what's next? Featured Maker of the Month.
It is, yes.
All right, our featured Maker of the Month is Dyenamixx Yarns.
Yes.
Who is Marce from Brownberry Podcast and Adachi, her daughter. So they have really cool yarns. They have some marine life. I think it's marine something. is the name of it, and it's so cool. It's all these blues and greens. It took a lot of willpower for me not to just buy it right then. To try to give you guys a chance.
I think we can believe that.
So, she gave us a coupon code. They gave us a coupon code. 20% off. It's all capitals, color, and life. And all of this will have been on the screen. But I wanted to show you. And these are the merino silk. A merino silk blend. 50-50. And this one's called Icebreakers. And again, the really cool thing about their ball bands is that they've got space for project notes on it. It's really neato. And then this one is called, this is Marce's and Adachi's interpretation of vintage. And it's this really subtly tonal like a tan. It's really nice. And this, I just have to show it again. This one's creamsicle. And I actually think I'm going to do one of these, a simple elegance, out of this creamsicle.
You have 3. Maybe you could knit something else.
Maybe. But it might need to be a...
Something not your pattern.
It might need to be a simple elegance.
Be adventurous.
We'll see. Okay. So, anyway.
Maybe knit a hat.
A merino silk hat. That could be cool.
There
All right.
are lots of good hats.
So, that's Marce and Adachi, Dyenamixx yarns, and their coupon code is good through the last day of February 2018. Okay, what's next? Giveaways. All right, so giveaways. We have a giveaway this time. It is actually one of the unclaimed prizes from the Knit-A-Law. So if you think you've seen this before, you're probably
It might
right.
be because you have.
It might be because you have. Okay, so the yarn is this cotton wool mix. So it's this minty green and this cream color. This is a perfect blend of Texas wool and California cotton. Make up this lofty woolen spunny yarn. Designed for warmer climates, this yarn is soft yet durable. It's 100% American source and manufactured. Each 50 grams skein contains 134 yards. So, and there's a couple of patterns in here too. There will be a thread up in Ravelry. What is our prompt for this giveaway?
I don't know. I'm not very good at these on-the-spot things. Ooh, it should be 42 themed. It should be, what's your favorite thing by Douglas Adams?
Or do you like Douglas Adams?
Yeah, just talk about Douglas Adams.
All right.
Good dude.
We were watching...
He's a good dude.
We were watching The Good Holistic Detective Agency. Dirk Gently. The Good Dirk Gently, as opposed to the new and extremely weird Dirk Gently.
There's two. There's Dirk Gently, which is the good one, and it also came first. Surprise. And Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, which is just bizarre. Like,
You can find it. I think it's a...
So, yeah. Don't watch the second one. Hunt down the original and watch it because it's amazing.
And they're so different. I mean, they're not even like the same
they're
show
not.
even. They're so different.
They're not.
Anyway.
It's like How to Train Your Dragon, the movie, and How to Train Your Dragon, the books. Except, in this case, the first one was better.
The movie was better. And How to Train Your Dragon, the movie's better.
Yeah, except in this one, the one that came first was better.
Yes.
In that.
Okay. We were rambling slightly.
Disappointments.
Douglas Adams.
All around.
And then, what's next? Conversation. Time
Yes.
to talk. last time our topic was,
our conversation topic was education.
and this time,
This time we had a question from a viewer.
and we're going to combine the two segments.
Yes, because
We're
we
so
may or may not
excited.
have had a topic, but also because
We're
we
so
really
excited that there was a question from a viewer.
Yeah.
We haven't had one for a while.
That's how excited we were. That's how few questions we get
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
lately.
lately.
All right. It's a good question too.
Do you like
So, Ruth Rabbit.
handcrafted items around the home? I'm thinking. I don't know those words. Try here. You try it.
Higgy and Scandy.
Okay.
Higgy, I can't say that word. I know people are screaming at me that it's really easy, but it's very popular. But you know that whole Scandinavian, Norwegian thing. Not great ant jumble sale, but useful items too. Like are Afghans, rugs, and throws as popular as ever, I wonder. I'm making a gray errand throw. It's a huge amount of work. I hope it will be an heirloom. All right. Your thoughts first.
My thoughts?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't see necessarily handmade as particularly better at things. The reason I hand make stuff is because I want that thing that I'm thinking of, that very particular thing that no one else makes.
So you wouldn't just knit to knit a blanket?
No.
You'd just buy a blanket?
No. Well, okay, so there is only one blanket that satisfies me. It's this comforter that I've had for all of my life.
It's getting a little ratty.
It is not. I wash it sometimes.
It's getting a little ratty.
Anyway, it's the best comforter I've ever had because it has like this good amount of weight to it. So it just kind of it lays on you really nicely, and I love it. It's the only blanket I will sleep under.
Okay, so what does this have to do with...
And I mean, it would take a lot of work to make a blanket that was that.
To design or
Yeah.
engineer a blanket that would be...
No, to make it. Designing it would be easy.
That would be as good for you. So you wouldn't knit a blanket or a household item.
Probably not. I don't think I would.
Okay, if they exist in your environment, do you like them?
I mean...
Do you prefer their look or do you prefer their style?
I guess it would depend on the thing. Blankets in particular, not really. I mean...
I have quite a few Afghans around. Do you think
Yeah.
those are...
Well, as a general rule, I don't like them because they're not long enough.
Oh, yeah.
And I
That's
like
true.
to pull it up to my chin, and then my feet are sticking out.
Yeah. I do have longer ones. The brown one is probably long enough. But that's Dad's.
Exactly. See, therein lies the rub.
So you can't use it because it's Dad's. I had to make... my husband, I made an Afghan. He loved it. Then he would take it from the bedroom into the living room, and he'd sit with it, and then he'd go into the bedroom and he'd forget it, and then anyway, there would be a problem because he'd be all comfy laying down and go, oh wait, but my blanket's not here. So I made another one for the couch that just stays on the couch so that he can keep the other one in the bedroom. So yeah, I do make Afghans. I actually find them, in a way, I make them because of sort of what you were saying. I want that thing. I want a knitted Afghan.
Yeah, I just don't really go for that.
So, and I like the fiber content.
Maybe
I mean,
one
I'm
day
knitting
I'll
that
take up
whole...
quilting.
Oh, you might like that. You would like that. You would really like that. So,
What,
in a way,
quilting
my
or having
quilting,
a quilt?
quilting, and having a quilt, both. But my stained glass, I'm turning this way because
It's sitting over there on the
it's
chair.
sitting over there on the chair. My stained glass blanket, I'm doing it for the product too, as not just in the aesthetic product, although I love that, but also it's big enough now that it can lay over my lap and over my toes, all the way down to my toes, while I just work on one square. And that's awesome. And it's the perfect warmness too. Warmth. It has the perfect warmth.
Cozy.
It's cozy. It's very cozy. It's just perfect. And
perfect warmness. Jeez.
Well, anyway, it is great because it just goes right over, and it is not too warm, and I am really excited for that to get bigger. Really big. I'm really excited for that to get done. I also have the scrubbies that I'm really liking, that I've knitted. And I really like those. Those are a hand item. I find weaving to be more useful for like towels and stuff.
Yeah.
And we weave. And I do like those as far as like a handmade thing. I really like hand woven towels.
I'm really enjoying having scarves, because I would never buy a scarf. But having knit several, I really enjoy having scarves.
Yeah.
For both the fashion element and the warmth element.
They are a really nice accessory. And actually, all but one of the scarves that you wear have been hand knit by you.
Yes.
Do you have 2 or 3?
I have 3, but I don't often wear the third.
The leaf one?
No.
The Doctor Who
I wear
one.
that one all the time, and I wear that one all the time. And I'm talking about my little loop one.
Oh,
I made that one first, and it's out of acrylic, and it doesn't look as
that
good.
one.
Yeah.
I was
So
thinking
you forgot
of
about that one.
I forgot about that one.
I did not.
You did not. And why don't you wear it?
Just because it doesn't look as good.
Oh, it's not the
with anything
same
that
look?
I wear. No, it doesn't look as good with anything that I wear because it's too many colors. And so like the blues and the greens just
don't work with the blue shirt, and the gray doesn't work with the gray one either?
No, it doesn't.
It would work with black.
I mean, maybe, but it's also kind of hard to wear because it's a little bit stiff.
Oh, okay. Compared to you, and so that fiber content. That's not exactly a handmade thing. I mean a household thing. I think she's talking more like pillow fronts and stuff. And I do have a pillow that I really like that has that color work pillow. It's around in my office. I use that one quite a bit. And I like having...
Actually, isn't it square?
Yeah, it's kind of square. It's color work. What?
Nothing.
What?
You said it's around in my office.
Oh. Okay. But I'm just looking over here on my chair that I have in my office, my like reclining chair. And I have
2 blankets and a towel.
2 blankets. No. I mean, I'm looking at how many hand knit blankets I have, and I have hand knit blankets around. I have a lot of blankets. Afghans and blankets and stuff. So I do like having those around. And I use them quite a bit. Other handmade items that... Oh, I like placemats. Hand-woven placemats.
Yeah.
Quite a little bit. And I use those for lots of different things. And I'll even use hand-woven tea towels. So are we still on the question? Handcrafted items around the home. Yeah. Yeah, if it's in the nice and more elegant side, I definitely like handcrafted items. If it's the jumble sale, the doilies, and that kind of thing, yeah, no, not so much.
I feel like
table runners.
I feel like the word doily makes me cringe.
Just the
like
word.
That word just is not a good word.
Hey, I finished a row. It's just It's
you know, it's one
separated.
of those words where you say it and it just
And you just go, oh,
oh.
that's doily. Anyway, but things like mug rugs and placemats.
Okay. So like I was pretty sure a mug rug and a doily are like the same thing.
No, they're different.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because
A doily,
I feel like they're kind of the same.
a mug rug is just a big coaster.
Right.
Doilies are
a lacy big coaster.
but you wouldn't put a mug on it. You'd put
No, that
a
would
potted-
be improper.
you'd put something else on it. They were A, decorative, and B, sort of useful. Their function was to protect your furniture.
Right. Which is
Because-
also the function of a mug rug. Isn't it? The function
It's when
of
you
a
don't
mug
have a
rug
big.
is
It's
to
a
get,
small placemat.
It's a
A
small
mug rug is a small placemat.
Right, and a doily is a big coaster. That's lacy. It's like it's just the lacy
Okay,
version of mug rug.
We're gonna move on.
No, that's our survey.
Oh, we should do a survey this time. Too doily or not too doily?
No. Are doilies the same as mug rugs, or are they different?
Okay.
/ placemats, because mug rugs and placemats, they're kind of like
So it's
sizes.
so we're going doily equals placemat. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right. No.
Yes. Doilies are definitely the same. They're just fancy placemats. Little fancy mug rugs. Sorry for pointing out how much that word hurts and then repeatedly using it. I that was not my intention.
So basically, we like. What we've come down to is we like hand knit stuff around.
Well, you like handing stuff around. I don't actually
You
much
don't care.
Not really.
Because you're just into scarves and cowls.
No, I have never really liked hand woven or handmade stuff about the house. Like it's a nice idea,
It's an okay accent, but you would never spend time on it.
Well, no, it's not that I would never spend time on it. It's just that I'm more or less indifferent. Like I like the idea of having a cabin up in the woods where all of the blankets and stuff draped over the really old leather couch, and all of the towels are handmade and all of that. Like that's a really and the curtains are woven. That's a really cool aesthetic and idea, but I don't necessarily see it as worth it, and it's not necessarily an aesthetic that I would choose for my life. Like I can appreciate it visually and emotionally, but like it's not something that I would choose.
Like you decorate your house. If you had a cabin in the mountains, that's what you would do with it.
No.
No. You wouldn't care?
If I had a cabin in the mountains, I could totally appreciate someone doing that with it. Like that would be cool, but it's not something that I would do.
If you had a cabin in the mountains, it's not something
No.
you would do with your cabin in the mountains.
If I had a cabin in the mountains, it wouldn't look like that.
Okay.
And I kind of do live in a cabin in the mountains. just throwing that out there. I do live in a cabin in the mountains.
Which is why I kind of like having the blankets everywhere. And the handmade
Right, because that's
stuff and
your aesthetic.
stuff like that.
But it's not something that I would necessarily go for. I like cozy, but I don't need it to be handmade.
Oh, okay.
Like I would, and there's.
But
and
would you
there's-
value it if somebody gave it to you, or could you value it if
Yeah,
you saw
absolutely. I mean, it would. I mean, a cozy is a cozy.
Okay.
Be it person-sized or mug-sized, but that's not the point. The point is that I don't really care whether it's handmade or whether it's just plain old cozy, like
It doesn't.
store-bought or whatever.
Yeah. So your point is, you don't really need it. It's fine.
Yeah, and while we're on the subject of what my cabin in the woods would look like, it would have like a couple of rooms. Like my bedroom would be really cozy, but like my office or my workspace would just have like all manner of geometry all over the place, like, and math. It would have like whiteboards that would slide down in front of each other, and like
multiple levels of whiteboards.
Yeah, multiple levels of whiteboard. And then a camera that was specially set up to take a picture of those whiteboards.
So when you ran out of your specially designed whiteboard,
yeah, I could just take a picture of them and then erase them. See, this is how my cabin in the woods would be. It would be half cozy, half super intense math land.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Which, you know, you could kind of guess from me.
Okay. I think we answered that question. I don't mind the work. I don't know that I ever do something and think of it as an heirloom, though. Do you know what we really need, and what I have the yarn for and everything, what we really need to make for here?
A toaster cover.
The moose. I really need to do that moose.
Yes,
from
you do.
Faux.
Yep.
Taxidermy.
Yep, you really do.
That really needs to be a thing that I do. I have all the yarn for it. I bought all of the yarn.
You just
when I
never
fell in love.
made it.
I just never did it. Okay, that should be queued up for one of the next cast-ons. All right. So yes, I think our determination is
No.
we do like.
It shouldn't be queued up for the next cast-ons. You cast it on today.
No.
If you queue it up for one of your next cast-ons, then that's what happened when it never got made. If you want it to get made, you cast it on today. That's
what
why.
Happened is the
that's
moving
why.
thing.
When you said, "Hey, you should do a fisherman's rib thing, and you can use that yarn," and I was like, "Yeah, I wanted to use that yarn, and you wouldn't let me, but you will now. So cool. I'm gonna cast it on right now." That's why.
Well done.
Cast it on right now.
Well done, you. But that's not what's going to happen with me. So, basically, to sum it up, I like it a lot, and I'm willing to do the work for it. You don't mind having it around, probably wouldn't do the work for it, and you're okay.
I like to be cozy. I don't really care how.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope that answered your question, Ruth, in spades. And until next time,
have a colorful life.